All right. Good morning, guys. How we doing? We're going to continue to wear this as good luck on the live streams every time the Rangers play. So big game tonight. Go Rangers. All right. So where do we start? We start with earnings. Yesterday, Nvidia was not great, right? Nvidia earnings sort of fell, brought the NASDAQ with it a little bit, but is recovering nicely today. So that's a start. We'll see if Nvidia can hold on to that move. We'll talk about it a little later in the stream. FOMC yesterday seemed to be pretty much as expected. There was one statement that was a little concerning. They were saying how they think that equities are still overpriced. They said that directly in the statement, which is interesting. It's an interesting statement. Market did react to that momentarily, but seemed to hold up throughout the rest of the day. So we're really in the same place we were the day yesterday. We moved up yesterday, but if we zoom out, and this is one of the main things that I've been doing in this market, guys, is making sure I understand the larger trend, the larger picture. Because yesterday on the 1 minute chart would give you a lot of confidence, right? Yesterday on the 1 minute chart would give you that type of feeling that things are back. But when you zoom out on the 4 hour, when you zoom out on the daily, we still have a lot of room to make up. So one of my main things that I've been doing in this market particularly is making sure I know what the larger macro and the larger technical trends are. And still, yesterday's move doesn't change my mind that much. Now, if we get more, and let's say we close this week very nicely, then some things might change. But energy sector is just nonstop. CVX new highs, so we'll talk about that in this stream as well. So yesterday was a little bit of a relief, just sort of a hold, but nothing that really changes my mind. And I'll sort of show you why I think that through today's live stream with the technicals and everything else. So we'll look at the technicals again on the futures, some individual names that I'm watching today, the strong sector, which is energy, and also, guys, retail. I've been talking about the XLP on a comeback this whole week, and it is continuing. And this morning we had Dollar General and Dollar Tree, really nice move on earnings, and it looks like retail is going to have a pretty decent day as of right now. That's what it's looking like. The retail strength is there today for sure. So I'm definitely going to be watching some of these retail names today. And we have Costco earnings after hours. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's some of my main topics today. So today, futures economic earnings calendar. Of course, XLP, guys, this is something I want everyone to watch today. Whether you trade it or not, I think you need to watch the XLP today. You have Dollar Tree, Dollar General, which is helping. You have strength on Costco. There's a lot of nice stuff out there to be watching on the retail side of things. So that's something I'm definitely going to be looking at. We'll look at Dollar Tree and Dollar General this morning. Nvidia, a must-hold level that it did hold after earnings. It dropped below it, but quickly recovered. So I want to share with you guys this level that Nvidia must hold today. Facebook, very nice 185 retest rejection. Watching this. Comeback tour. Yeah, the XLP's on the comeback tour. Facebook, this looks like a very nice downside move if the market rejects today. I love this Facebook rejection. Definitely watching this. They also had some news yesterday about how the metaverse is going to be losing like $3 to $5 million per year. Is that what it was? Something along those lines. And that's not really that great for Facebook. So I'm definitely going to be watching this. BABA earnings this morning is up a little bit. Not anything that changes my mind on BABA's weakness, but it is holding an $80 level. CVX, guys, all-time high breakout yesterday. It is retesting that all-time high this morning, and it is holding. You have to watch oil today. You have to watch energy today. CVX, big breakout. Definitely something that I'm watching, seeing if it can hold the previous all-time high today. Definitely worth a watch on the energy side of things. Tesla, 680 level, it's pushing into a very big resistance, watching that resistance. And finally, one of the most important holds on the market right now is Apple at 138. As you guys know, Apple is a monster part of multiple ETFs of the market. It's a huge part of the market, probably one of the largest weighted stocks on the market, and it is trying its best to hold on to this 138 level. This has to hold. If Apple breaks through, breaks down, it's going to bring the market with it. This is definitely worth watching today. After that, we'll look at your tickers that you want to look at, and we'll finish up the stream. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is economic, and we have some GDP revisions coming out this morning. So this is worth a watch. We can pull that up right here. So here we go, guys. Yesterday, obviously, we had FOMC. Today, we have jobless claims, 8:30, so in about 24 minutes. And then we have GDP revisions right here. So we have to see how those look. We'll have to see how the market reacts to that. Excuse me. That's today. Tomorrow, we have inflation numbers and some consumer numbers. So this is another big economic news day tomorrow. So let's see what happens here on GDP revisions and jobless claims. That is this morning. Earnings calendar is right here. Let me pull that up. Okay. Here's earnings calendar. So yesterday we had Snowflake, not good. Moved down quite a bit. Nvidia, down but is recovering. Alibaba this morning, Macy's this morning, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. You guys know we've been talking about since Monday how this is important for retail, and it is starting to show exactly what we talked about. Is this going to help the retail sector today? It looks that way right now. We'll have to see if it continues intraday. Costco after hours, that's big. Ulta after hours, that's also very big. You have some smaller ones like Gap and American Eagle, also retailers. So some big stuff, big lots again, could be big for retail as well. So this is a big watch for me, the retail sector. How do they do today? Got some more earnings this morning and in the after hours with Costco, Ulta, Gap, American Eagle, and big lots tomorrow morning. So definitely worth a watch. Let's go ahead and start with the futures, guys. So this is all I'm watching today. This is it. I mean, this is all that matters, guys. This is all that matters, really, right here. Can the NASDAQ break 12,075, 12,001, this range right here? Can the NASDAQ break that? That's all that I care about. If the NASDAQ can't break that, then yesterday was just basically nothing. I mean, this is yesterday's move, right? Right? A lot of, some people might have seen yesterday's move and got, saying, oh, this looks good, maybe some upside. It's just not that much, guys. To be quite honest, look at this move. It's really just, let's zoom out on the 4-hour chart. We won't even be able to see the move that occurred. So, you can see it's starting to curl. It's starting to hold a little bit. We might see maybe some type of a relief bounce here. But when I zoom out, when I really look at the big picture, this just is just not enough for me to say, okay, I'm getting bullish here, right? It just doesn't seem like it's that time unless we get a little bit more confirmation to the upside. I just don't quite see it yet. So I need to see this break. This level right here needs to break. That is all that I think you guys should be watching today. We are definitely going to see rejections as we approach this level. It's a matter of if we can hold up and break through. That's really all that matters for the tech sector. If we push up to this level today, and we get a harsh rejection, we are in no different of a situation than we were yesterday, Tuesday, Monday, the rest of this week. It's the same stuff, right? So this is huge. 12-1, monster level this morning. This is just has to be on your charts. If you are trading a stock like Tesla, like Apple, like Nvidia, like Facebook, like Google to the upside this morning, and you are trading it as the NASDAQ approaches this level, you need to be careful, right? You need to watch out for the NASDAQ as it approaches 12-1 if you are trading tech stocks. So please be careful of that. If we do get that break today, if we actually do get a pretty strong break today, I would expect there to be some, a decent squeeze. Because why would it squeeze? Because this is a very clear rejection point, right? There's probably a lot of shorts piled up here looking for this to come back down. If you do get a break, maybe a retest, this should move, right? There should be a move if you know much about technical analysis. If you break a major resistance like this with a nice strong move with volume, if you retest it, turn it into support, I would expect there to be a pretty decent move above that. So that is something I'm watching. Do we get that move over this breakout point today? Does it feel like the market has the strength to do that? Not really. So that's just my personal feeling right now as I approach this market. I really am not going to be chasing this to the upside. I just don't see the reason. I'm not going to be blinded by some kind of push to this resistance point. So we'll see if it happens. If it does, great. Maybe we can play a continuation, or maybe I just sit back and relax and finally see some green in my long-term portfolio. That could be another option, right? That's why when we have upside in a weak market, I stay very cautious on my options trades, because I know that if I don't take any trades on my options contracts, or if I don't take any trades in my options portfolio or my trading account, I know at least I'm taking advantage of it with shares. So I'm being very cautious here. The market is still obviously weak, guys, but let's see if we can get that 12-1 today. If not, guys, I would expect a rejection, right? If not, I would expect a rejection there. Okay, that's the NASDAQ. The last thing I want to show you on the NASDAQ is a 4-hour downtrend, and that is right here. This is a 4-hour downtrend that is touched multiple times. 1, 2, 3. 3 taps of that downtrend. We didn't quite get to it here, and we're not even close to it yet here. So we also have to watch the possibility for this 4-hour downtrend. Okay, so that's that. 12-1, 4-hour downtrend. That's what I'd be watching today on the NASDAQ. ES. So the ES is a little bit stronger, right? If we look at the 4-hour downtrend, you can see we're trying our best to get above that this morning. But what I will share with you is the 4,000 level and the 4,050 level. These are two levels that I'm watching today. So 4,000 is more psychological than anything, because there's really no structure at this 4,000, right? I don't really see a technical resistance at 4,000. It's right here if we put it on the chart. It's sort of just in the middle of these candles. So I really don't see a 4,000 level, so to say, but we know that 4,000 is psychological. So we have to watch 4,000 as a psychological level, which is the SPY 400, right? That's the first level to watch today. Can we hold above 4,000? We're at 39.97 right now, so we're about 3 points below it. The next level that I would be watching if we get a push is these lows, these highs, these highs, these highs, this support hold, and that is right there at 40.50. So that would be my next watch. 40.50 on the ES. If we get some upside today, do we push into 40.50? And what do we do at that point? All right? If we get more upside over 40.50, you all need to have this level on your chart. This level right here, guys, is huge. All right? This is a February, March support level. That is not going to be easy to get through. This is not going to be easy to get through right here. All right? I'm thinking you could potentially see this, but you can clearly see, guys, support, big time support. I mean, this is like monthly support here. That's going to be hard to get through. This is going to take some serious strength on the market. So 40.50, 41.30, those are the two big ones to the upside I'm watching. And then 4,000 psychological would be my watch today. That's the ES. Okay, YM. So YM is sitting right at that 32.2. Remember we talked about this level? Right? 32.2, 32.2, 32.2. So let's watch 32.200 on the Dow today. We'll see if there's strength above it. Can it hold that? I guess the key would be, can the Dow close above 32.200 today? Can the Dow close above this level? If it can, maybe they get some strength. Russell. So the Russell is getting above 1800, which is a positive for the small caps. You can see right here, we are trying to hold above 1800. My key today would say, can the Russell close above 1800 today? Can we close above this level? If we pull back, can we retest it and hold above 1800? If we can close above 1800, then I think you have room until this 1842. Right here. Isn't 1842 like a tequila? I don't know why that brought. Yes, it is. Oh, that's 1942. That's the Don Julio. All right, I don't know why I have tequila on my mind. But anyways, 1800 to 1842, let's just call it 1850, guys. There's a little bit of a gap here. If you are strong on the small caps, you might be able to see that push. All right, guys, so that's that. That's the futures. NASDAQ is the big one for me. This is important right here, guys. 12,100. This is all that really I care about today. All right, this is all I really care about today. If this rejects, I'm looking for plays. If this breaks through, I'll be cautious, but I'll be looking for if I can see anything. So definitely watch that. All right. XLP. And then in 15 minutes, we'll look at the GDP. All right, XLP, guys. So here's the 4-hour chart. We know that there was a huge drop. Let's go daily. Actually, I think this was 100 SMA in the weekly, right? Yeah. All right, so this is really why I think the XLP is finding some strength. I think this is a very nice area for, obviously for a stock, individual ETF or stock to hold. 100 SMA in the weekly chart, that's a pretty major level, right? So you can see we popped right down to that 100 SMA in the weekly. We've held this level before when we came back down to it and sort of been grinding higher. Nice hold on the XLP. If we go to the daily chart, you can see we've had about 2 to 3 days of green to the upside on the XLP. If we go to the short-term time frames, you can see we're getting a nice push this morning. Michael, welcome to Priority Members. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the support. So you can see right here, guys, XLP. What is it doing this morning? They have a little bit of a push higher on the XLP, $74 per share. So if we get more upside, I'm watching this 75 level. This would be a previous support that could turn into resistance. Let's see if we can get there. 75 on the XLP. What's moving with it? Costco. Very strong morning on Costco. Look at this move higher on Costco this morning, guys. Has earnings in the after hours. We talked about Costco over the last few days, about the potential for a little bit of a comeback, and it is definitely starting to work. So I wouldn't swing trade it because you have earnings after hours. I'm not so much of someone that's going to trade earnings, but Costco, if it finds continuation post earnings, I would definitely be looking for this comeback, guys. Very nice comeback on Costco. Walmart's had a little bit of a comeback. Target had a nice day yesterday. Dollar Tree we'll look at in a second. So XLP, definitely interesting and definitely something I would watch today. The retail stocks. So Dollar Tree and Dollar General, here we go. Here's Dollar Tree. Big earnings move, very big earnings move. And you can see on this 4-hour chart, look at that bounce. That's a pretty legit bounce right there. But support. 125 is holding Dollar Tree up very nicely. Big candle to the upside. Can we get continuation here today on Dollar Tree? I would watch out for, the beginning of some of these resistance points around 161, 162. At least watch out for that. You can see we had a downtrend here, which we could reject. Right? It's very possible we could still reject that. But definitely worth watching the continuation on Dollar Tree today and Dollar General. Both of them have nice upside on earnings. This, I think, could ignite a little bit of sympathy on other retail stocks. You guys get it. I'm not going to keep on saying the word retail. Keep an eye on it. All right, Nvidia. So Nvidia had earnings yesterday. Market didn't love the earnings. You can see the instant reaction was down. but we are basically just within the expected move, right? Expected move, I think, was $18, $16. So 16 would be, what is that? 170, that's 144, right? 56, 144? No, 154. 154. So 154. So it basically went down to the low of the expected move, which is right here. You can see right there was the lower band of the expected move. So it basically came down to it and then bounced. So basically, this is a situation, guys, where both sides of the options chain are going to be demolished this morning, right? Both calls and puts are going to be crushed from implied volatility. And the IV on Nvidia was extremely high. I think it was like 120%, which I haven't seen in a long time. So downside on Nvidia, trying to crawl back. We'll see what happens today. The main thing that I want to show you guys is this pretty major hold that it was able to do yesterday on earnings. This low right here from the 12th of May, that is a must-hold level, guys. Right here around 156. You can see we did pop below it, but quickly got bought up. You can see those wicks that just bought it right back up. So you do not want to see Nvidia under 156. That is a big, big level that must hold today. You got a little bit of a downtrend. We'll see what happens on that. Can we get the downtrend breakout? That's something that's possible. We'll have to look out for that. But this right here, 156, is really big because I'll show you why. If we look under that 156, there's just really not much there. It's sort of just a chop fest under there. So under 156, you really don't have much support. I would think you move to 120 if this doesn't hold. But we'll see. That's what I'm watching today. 156 on Nvidia. And looking to see if it gets any type of upside move if the NASDAQ is strong. You would really need to see it over the earnings highs, right, before I even touch anything. So watch that 156 on Nvidia. We'll see if it comes back. Definitely something I'm watching. Okay, Facebook. Now this right here is my main watch. This is my main watch of the day. Why is that? I'll show you right now. So here we go. 185 is a huge level on Facebook. Let me see if it comes back to the daily chart. It absolutely does come back to the daily chart. Yeah, you have support in the chop area, but I don't really like when stuff trades into chop because you just don't quite know. Chop is not really that strong of a area. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a hold there, but you know what? There's going to be a flush. If Nvidia drops that level, there's going to be a flush of some type. So that's what I don't want to see. Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for, but for my long-term shares, I don't want to see that. So you guys can see Facebook 150 or 185 support, right? Support on the daily chart. Support on the daily chart. Major support here at 185. Facebook dropped below it. Right, Facebook dropped below it off of Snapchat news. We got the drop below 185. Now, if we go to the 1 hour chart, now that we know 185 is a big level, look at what we're seeing today. We're seeing a bear flag, and we're seeing it right into 185. And look, if we go to the 5-minute chart yesterday, look at this candle at 185 yesterday. Tell me that does not show that there is resistance there. Look at that candle right at 185 yesterday. Right as we tapped it, we get rejected. Literally instantly. Right as we tap 185, big rejection. So, if we look at this, guys, you guys can clearly see that if we move into 185 and we reject it, I am looking for this, right? I am looking for that. So that is one of my main watches today. What does Facebook do today as it approaches 185? Big watch for me right here. Okay, that's Facebook. That's a pretty decent watch in my opinion. All right, Baba. Who has Baba shares? Who's going for the long shot Baba? I'm sure it's probably not a terrible play if you can hold on to it. Let's see, what is it at? we're trading at 2016 levels. Yeah, so big level here on BABA on the 4 hour, around $80. You can clearly see that we've held it multiple times here over the last, say, 2 months. BABA has held once, it's held twice, it's held 3 times, and it looks like it's trying to hold a fourth right now around that 80 to 82.50 area right here, this range that I have built. So you can see we're getting that pop on earnings today. You have this downtrend, which is the first thing that I want to see break on the 4 hour. I want to see this downtrend break, right? So first, that's my first watch. Next, I want to see this high break. The high of this is 95. So I want to see this 95 level break. That would be another watch for me, right at 95. And then if it breaks that, we're obviously looking at this 100 area, right? So you can see we got the downtrend. If the downtrend does break out, we're looking for 95, which is this next pivot high right here. And if we break the 95, then we're looking for the major one up here at 100. 102 area. So let's see what BABA can do today. I'm really not that inclined to trade it. I'm not really someone that trades BABA very often. It's just a pretty difficult stock to trade. A lot of gap downs and just price action sometimes pretty just weird. So I'm not a big BABA trader, but we'll see if earnings can get this thing going. 95 is the first watch for resistance, and then 100, 102. You have that 80, 85 support down here, getting earnings pop. Let's see if that continues. All right. Let's look at energy and CVX. So let's first look at energy today. Look at that move, guys, on XLE. All right, look how pretty that is yesterday. Another big move to the upside on XLE again. Crazy to see, just doesn't stop. I think this continues. I say it every day. As we start to deviate here, we'll probably get pullbacks as we always do, right? Pullback, 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 pullback. There's always going to be a pullback along the way, maybe back to the 20, back to the 50. So I would be a little bit cautious as we start to deviate on the upside. This right here is definitely interesting to me. This 4 hour chart on CVX. You guys can see all-time highs, very clear around 175, and we are above that this morning. So does energy have another nice move? And does CVX potentially move with it today? All right, that is definitely something that I am watching. You can see right here. This is the 1 minute chart. I would look for maybe a retest of 176 or maybe a retest of this support area at 175, previous all-time highs, right? Do you get a pullback to previous all-time highs? Or do you get a pullback to yesterday's highs? Some of the levels that I'll be watching today. 176, 174.50, 175 for pullbacks. This big green zone on your chart, this is previous all-time highs, this entire zone right in this area, about a $2 range. So let's see if there's a pullback on CVX today. If there is, I would look to see if that continues. XLE is incredibly strong. Energy continues to be strong. And that's it. Let's look at oil futures real quick. Yeah, oil futures sort of grinding higher as well. Not moving much lately. But definitely watch the energy sector, guys. Definitely worth a watch today. Okay. Let's get ready to see what the GDP and job was. I don't know why Alexa goes off sometimes, man. So let's get ready for GDP and jobless claims here. We'll get Walter here to give us the news. Preparing to get into the ring. Why is that? Oh, the jersey maybe? All right, so yeah, today we got, right, first quarter preliminary due at 8:30, and then jobless claims at 8:30. What other news we got today from Walter? Futures up. Earnings on Dollar Tree. Nvidia. Oh, we got some. Okay, we got some price targets from Nvidia. Price target cut. Okay, we're moving down on, looks like GDP. What do we got? We'll see if Walter updates us here. He should. Let me know if you guys see the news before me. Okay, there we go. GDP minus 1.5. What was the expected? I think it was minus 1.4. Yeah, I think it was 1.4, right? So it's a little bit worse by a 0.1%. The median forecast was minus 1.3. So it's a little bit higher than the median forecast. Jobless claims down 8,000 to 210. Yeah. Yeah, they revised worse than the median forecast. So not great for the market, obviously. And you're seeing that move a little lower. Here we go. 1.5 versus advanced GDP 1.4, so a little bit higher or a little bit lower GDP. PCE. Is that coming out today? Huh. I didn't know. I don't know if this is the PCE price. This is PCE price index. It must be different than PCE inflation numbers tomorrow. But yeah, it's coming out today. PCE price index +7 versus, so that's flat. This is flat. I think the big one is just the GDP minus 1.5. It looks like the market's just doing nothing. Sort of holding. So guys, looks like a non-event as of right now. Sort of up, sort of down. Sort of the same thing that we saw in FOMC. Tomorrow, the inflation numbers should be, I think, a little bit more impactful. So let's look out for that. But right now, just really nothing on the market on this move. GDP just, I think the key takeaway here is they're guiding down GDP just a tad, 0.1. I don't know if that's really going to change much, but that's definitely not a positive to be guiding down in GDP. Okay. All right. So this is our reaction. Volume, not much. Market basically flat. Not finding much of anything here. So let's continue. Keep me updated if you see. Yeah, guys, this is not a pop. Yeah, keep me updated if you see anything occur here while I'm looking at other stuff. But right now, it looks like pretty much a non-event here. Okay, Tesla. So Tesla today, guys, is definitely interesting. So yesterday, if you guys realized, actually this could be a fun little thing to look at with you here today. I'll set up some analysis that I showed yesterday. We're going to look at the NASDAQ versus the... we're going to look at Tesla versus the NASDAQ. And I'm going to show you how Tesla was an outperformer yesterday. Actually quite strong of an outperformer. So here's the NASDAQ yesterday on the 1 minute chart. And if we go to compare with custom symbol, Tesla, and we go and put this as a line or a bar or a candle, turn it white. Right? So the white one is Tesla. And this right here was very interesting. It was right around, I think it's set up sort of right around here, right? So look, this is Tesla versus the NASDAQ. And in the morning, it made sense, right? The upside move in the morning made a lot of sense. And that was something that was tradable. But what I talk about a lot on YouTube as well as in my trading community is that I do not trade moves that are not correlated with the market because it's very difficult to know what is going to happen when something is not trading with the market. And what happened around 11 o'clock yesterday is that Tesla started to 100% correlate or uncorrelate from the overall market. You can see the NASDAQ was moving to the downside and Tesla broke out. So very interesting move on Tesla yesterday. What caused that? I'm not 100% positive. It could be a little bit of a squeeze. I'm going to check my email real quick and see if ARK was buying it, because that was another thing that I was considering was ARK buying more Tesla yesterday. Yes, they were. So that could be a reason as well. I'm not saying that 100% is, but here were some of ARK's purchases yesterday. And you can see Roku, Square, Coinbase, Twilio, Tesla, more Tesla, right? So they were buying Tesla yesterday. I don't know if that's really the move, but because the reason I bring this up is because Shopify, about 2 weeks ago, Shopify moved totally against the market, and it was because of ARK buying a ton of shares. So that was that, but this is interesting, right? This is interesting. So I want to start my analysis on Tesla for you here. This outperformance that you guys can see on Tesla yesterday. So let's delete that. Let's understand that there was an outperformance on Tesla yesterday. And now we can look at it today. So 4 hour, right? 4 hour on Tesla. Actually, let's go 1 hour. So here's 1 hour on Tesla. This is not Tesla. Sorry. Here's Tesla. So what am I watching today on Tesla, guys? 680. That's my main watch, right? We have a previous support from Thursday the 12th. We have a resistance point. We have a resistance point. And we have a potential resistance point again. So today I am watching 680 on Tesla. I'm looking to see, do we push into 680 and do we reject there? That is my first and the main watch. If we get over 680, 700 could be the next level to watch, psychological resistance. Also this previous support. So watching 700 as well. But for me, I think more than anything, it's the 680 level today. If I zoom in, right here, you guys can clearly see that shelf, right? Rejection, rejection, and possible rejection again. Definitely a watch for me. If Tesla can't get over 680, we could sort of slip, give up some of this move. If this move to the upside yesterday was not sustainable versus the overall market, then I would expect it to give it back, right? If this move versus the market yesterday is not sustainable, I would look to see if it gives it back. So that's something that is interesting that I have to keep in my mind today. Tesla outperformed the market yesterday. Be careful looking for downside. See if it outperforms again. We need to be cautious of that. So 680. That's the level. Okay, Apple. Apple has been very weak, and something is holding it down. You can see that right here, guys. Apple has been stuck at this 138. Yeah, up, down. Yeah, it could look like that. I peak. So, very strange weakness from Apple. You guys can see, look at how many times this has been rejected on this hourly chart, on this trend. Look at this, you can see it's trying to hold this 138. What is this 138 level? I'll share it with you now, right? This 138 is a huge daily chart level. So if you look here, 138, support or resistance, 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 support. This is where it's trading right now, 138. If I go back to the hourly chart, you can see it is trying its best to hold up here. And what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that if Apple gives this level up, it will drag the market down. So please watch out for that today. Here's the 5-minute chart on Apple. You can see it is trying its very, very best. Maybe the Burry short? Yeah, maybe. Maybe, Daniel. I forgot about that, actually. So, yeah, definitely worth a watch, guys. If Apple gives up these lows from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, if it gives up these lows, right, I would look for downside. All right. What else do I want to look at today before we go over the tickers that you guys want to go? Let's see. What do you guys have in there? Do you guys remember this channel? I would recommend going to the Google Docs and putting in your tickers. This is all going to be sort of worked on and made better soon with the new Discord. So just look out for that. But let me think real quick. Let's look at Costco. We looked at Costco. Thinking about some other tickers that are on my watch today. Oh, Google. We didn't look at Google. This is on my watch today. So Google, you guys know we've been watching that 2130 level, right? Right here. We've been watching this 2130 level. Previous support, and look at all the resistance that's popping in here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Look at all that resistance that's popping in here on Google. This is definitely something I'm watching. Does Google fail this 2130, or do we get the move and make up some of this pretty intense downside that we saw? This right here should present opportunity to both directions today, guys. That's really what I'm looking for. I don't really mind the direction. I just want to see an opportunity off this 2130. Do we get the break? Do we get the slip? That is definitely something that I will be charting out today. Bear flag potential looks very similar to Facebook. Do you get that? That's possible, and something I'm watching. And Wakil, thank you for joining. Priority members, appreciate that. Thank you for all the support. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for the Wall Street bet boys here. GameStop. So here's the one thing I want to say about GameStop. We can't say it doesn't respect technicals, right? Because look at this. I mean, this sort of caught me off by surprise yesterday. Look at that. I mean, if you bought GameStop looking for a technical triple bottom, then yeah, you got it, right? So, maybe there's more squeeze here. I would expect it maybe to 132 right here. If you guys zoom out, you can see this 132 level is pretty big. So you have previous support, rejection, maybe another rejection. So, hey, you can't say it didn't bounce off the triple bottom, right? That's pretty impressive. It did it. So I would say maybe a squeeze to 132 if you guys really want to watch GME today. I personally won't be trading it, but I'll do it for the boys. All right. Let's go over some of the stuff that you guys want to look at. So the first stock was Dow, DOW. Yeah, it's just creating a channel. I mean, if you want to trade it, maybe you trade it, calls off the lows and puts off the highs. That's really all I would say. If you're going to trade in a channel, you do not trade it as it's in the center of the channel. Bottom high, puts here, calls here. If you really want to trade the channel, that would be my best guess. Kind of how to know that we haven't bottomed yet. Haven't wiped out. MOR. What the hell is this? Why is someone asking me to look at this? Guys, I'm sorry, but you can't be watching this stock. You got to look somewhere else. If you're looking at this stock, you're looking in the wrong areas. First of all, it's a terrible stock. Second of all, there's humongous gaps, and the price action just looks absolutely garbage. Look at this 1 minute chart. What is this? Oh my God. Jesus, man. Please don't watch this stock. Wow. Okay, IWM. Yeah, I mean, IWM's the Russell, right? So the Russell got over... The Russell got over its 1800 level, so that's 180 on the IWM. So it's the same as the Russell, right? Look for the push up to 183 on Russell. It's a little bit of a technical breakout on the Russell. Okay. Snow. Yes, no downside this morning. You can see off the earnings, big drop off of earnings. Let's get some time and see where we're sort of trading at. Let's get max available time. So yeah, I mean we're well below IPO lows. Damn. And we are at 170. Yeah, I mean we're at all-time lows. So yeah, I mean you guys, I can't really help you when you're trading at all-time lows. It's not really something I can base any decisions off of. But I would probably look for the rejection. Even if we get a push into like 126 here and turn previous support into resistance, I wouldn't expect Snow to come back very strong today. After earnings like that and sitting at all-time lows, I would expect it's not the best. So, tough for me to help you guys when stock's at all-time lows. I mean, you just got to watch the price action, really. D-Dog. Datadog. Let me go out a little bit, get some more time here. Yeah, so I'm still a believer that Datadog has to go to this 75. I've talked about this quite often. Every time it's asked, I say the same thing. I think Datadog needs to move to the 75. I don't see why it would hold within this range. I think it wants to test the bottom side of this range, which is 75. That's what I'd be watching. Shopify, yeah, Shopify has been so weak, man. Shopify has just been so weak and so dead. This rejection, I really am really upset that I did not catch, because I was watching this rejection with you guys here in the live stream, and I just did not catch it. You can see right here, previous support, double top rejection. That was really clean, guys. Congrats if anyone caught that. I mean, to me, when I see a stock that's moving lower but not quite testing the lows, in my honest opinion, I think it always needs to come back and retest those lows, right? I don't think a stock just magically holds up until it retests a low. So I would watch that for Shop to retest that low. If I go to the 30-minute chart, I would be watching the resistance around this 350 level. So see all these previous wick supports. See wick support, wick support, wick support. This is right at that 350 level. Right here. You can see right here, 350. If Shop pushes into 350, rejects that, I would look for downside and look for it to retest these 308 lows and that 300 level. Yeah. So watch out for that, guys. Support, support, support. Potential resistance on Shop at 350. But what a rejection that was, man, at that 414. That hurts, because that was so clean. Those are the plays I love taking, because you have so much you have such an edge when you trade something at a level like this. These are the best entries on the market. Previous support into resistance, or previous resistance into support. Love that type of trade. That's really just a break and retest, right? All right, we went over Dollar Tree. Let's go over Bank of America. Victor, I'm not going to chart out the 10-year Treasury. It's just not. Oh, what? Oh, you're doing TNX, TNX or TNA? Oh, TNA. All right, do it in a little bit. So Bank of America. Bank of America. So financials. Let's look at financials first of all. XLF. The XLF's actually starting to get over this level, isn't it? You guys can see right here, financials starting to pop over this level, so that's interesting. Do the financials start to heat up a little bit? Let's watch the XLF. I mean, if it does, Bank of America could start to move, right? Bank of America up nicely this morning. JP Morgan, nice move on JP Morgan as well, right? TNA, yeah, it's the 3 times leverage. It's the same thing, man. It's the same. I already went over the Russell and the IWM. There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. All it is 3 times. So the Russell, it's in my head. Russell broke 1800. It can go to 1850 or 1830. IWM broke 180. It can go to 183. I said it twice this live stream. If it's the TNA, it's the same exact thing, right? Let's look at TNA. Let's go to the hourly chart, right? It broke this level. This is the same level, 40. It can go to this level, right? That's all it is. If you look at TNA, it's the exact same thing as IWM, right? 180 to 183. TNA, 40 to 42, guys. These ETFs are all the exact same. They're just different numbers. And the Russell, the RTY, broke 1800, can go to 1840, 1830. Same exact thing. Okay. So financials, I would watch out for financials to the upside. Here's JP Morgan, very nice pop. You can see right here over the last few days. What else we got? Goldman Sachs. A little bit. Morgan Stanley, pretty weak. What else? Citibank, decent. So, yeah, I think JP Morgan looks the best here. But overall, guys, if you're looking at banks, you need to see the XLF get over this level here. This level's huge on the XLF. You need to see it close over 35, in my opinion. 35, 34.50. That's what I would watch, right? Okay, we got Zoom. Go Rangers. Yes, Brad. Brad's going to be live trading today if anyone wants to watch on YouTube. Shout out, Brad. 9:15. Zoom. So why did Zoom push? Obviously earnings, first of all. But second of all, if you look at this little channel, I don't like that chart. 4 hour. Yeah, it's a little better on the 4 hour. I'm trying to make it pretty clean here. But you had this little previous low that turned into resistance right here, guys. So you can see we popped over that level. This is what I'm talking about. When you pop over these levels, you usually get a little bit of a squeeze. So right here, Zoom, previous support into resistance, you popped over it, right? So you get a little bit of a squeeze over that level. My only concern, guys, and the one thing I will say is just take a second and look at this chart, right? Do you need to buy calls here? Do you need to be the person that takes it here? Or can you just be the person that waits for it to be very obvious, right? Can you be the person that just waits for it to be on like a 1 or 2 month uptrend and just take the obvious trade or the more confirmation trade, right? I don't see the upside. I mean, it could sort of continue its squeeze, but when I look at a chart like this, guys, I have no inclination to try to be the hero that catches upside in a just disgusting downtrend, right? So, be my guest, but that's just not really my style. I'm not going to try to look for anything here. If anything, I'll see if it's weak. Maybe off this, maybe off this high. Maybe I'll look to see if it's weak off this next high here for a rejection. Because that's what it's been doing for the last year, basically, is just rejecting. So I'll look for a rejection around this 110 level. That's really what I'll be looking at. Target, and then we already went over BABA, so Target's the last one here. All right, let's go weekly chart on Target. I mean, when I look at something like this, it definitely screams some type of opportunity. You have a pretty nice uptrending chart that just got sort of wrecked off earnings. I'd watch it for sure to see if retail heats this thing up, right? I talked about retail this morning. I would watch at least for some retail strength, but you got to get over some of these levels first, right? So if I go to the 30-minute and we sort of scale this chart up, let's see where we're sort of trading at. So we got over this level, which is a positive, right? Previous low into resistance, back above it, right? 155. So you guys can see previous low into resistance. We held it as support yesterday. That's a positive, right? Rejection, support, rejection, support. So moving forward, what do we want to see, right? Moving forward, we need to hold 155. If we drop below 155, this moves over. If we hold 155, then great. Then we can try to see if there's a retest. If you get more upside, I think you can move sort of into this 160 level. That's your next shelf. So you have a little bit of a gap in between this 155 and 162 area. So look for that continuation, maybe up to the 162s. But I would prefer to see it, really prove that it's going to hold up this breakout. That's my first line of business. If the XLP goes crazy today, if Costco's going straight up, if Walmart's going straight up, then I would assume Target goes as well. So watch the XLP with this move. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you did enjoy the live stream. If you could just take 1 second out of your day and press the like button for me, that would be fantastic. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel, help me get to 50,000 subs by the end of this year. We have about 6 months left to get, what do we have? I think we're at like, I don't know. I don't look at it much. 46,300. So we need about 4,000. What do we need? 3,700 more subs in 6 months. So that's I think that's attainable. Let your friends know, let your parents know, let your girlfriends know, let them all know about the live streams. Thank you guys so much. Girlfriend was a joke. Don't take that offensively. Or boyfriend if you're a female. Thank you guys so much. Press the like button, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Posting live trades there almost all the time. If you want to follow me there. What else? What else? Watch the NASDAQ rejection, guys. That's my key takeaway for you today. If there's anything for you to watch today, it's this. If there's anything for you to watch today, it is this. 12,100, 12,075. That is your main watch today. Then you can decide and guide your day around whether this rejects or whether this breaks through, right? Then you can take action. If you see a break and retest to the upside, you're looking for the upside. If you get the rejection, you're looking for the downside. That's your key if you're trading tech. All right, guys, go Rangers. Wish me luck. Pray for me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Instagram, bottom left of the screen. Bye-bye.